Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here today, and I have a layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict's 20 Days of Sketches. And today is day 9, and so the theme for today is foliage and leaves. And I am using one of the new cut files that was released this month. I don't remember off the top of my head what day in particular it was released, but it was the Build a Christmas Wreath. And what I did is I cut out all the leaves, and I chose only a couple of the different styles. There's a whole bunch you can choose from, but I cut out the leaves on this pattern paper. There was a geometric pattern on it, but it was a tone on tone, so I cut out the leaves with this lighter color, and then I cut them out as well with another pattern paper. This one actually had leaves on the pattern paper, so it just gives me two variations in color for the leaves. And so I have them laying here, and I'm going to use those on this layout. So I am definitely staying on theme today, and so I'm going to go ahead and use those. I am, however, not going to build a wreath. I'm going to go with a diagonal design, which is why I already have my background at least down. I have a green piece of cardstock and then a white cardstock on top. I did go ahead and use some worn lipstick, and I just spread some on with my blending brush, added a little bit of water to get that oxidized effect, and did a few splatters with the saltwater taffy distress spray as well. And so now my background is done. I wanted to have this in place because this is pretty simple. I just wanted to put color down, and I just wanted this to dry before, so I didn't have to take any downtime to create this layout. I also went ahead, because this is not anything new or exciting, I just backed my photo. This was a piece of Simple Stories. I think it was called the North Pole collection. I have no idea when this one was released. It might have been last year or the year before. But I went ahead and matted my two photos, which are of bonsai trees. This is from the Botanical Gardens at Christmas. They light a whole garden of these bonsai trees that people bring in to display over the Christmas season. So these were just a couple of pictures. I have tons and tons of pictures from this event, so they will go in an album all together, and I kind of just scrap them here and there. But yeah, we tend to visit almost every year, and they always have sort of different displays, but they always have these lit bonsai trees, and they are beautiful. And so I plan to do more pages for some of the other ones, because each tree is just such a unique design, the way people have trimmed them. So this is 2 of the trees. So I know I'm going to stack the photos something like this. So they're going to go here. And I know, like I said, I'm going to have a diagonal design going on this page. And so I've shown you my 2 leaves for the cut files. I also have these print and cut files. These are from Simple Stories Holly Jolly, I believe was the collection. I did go ahead and print these and cut them, so I'm going to use those as embellishment on this page as well. And then lastly, I have a die that is from Spellbinders, I believe. Yes, here it is, and that's what it looks like. And so I've gone ahead and cut those out, and because this picture in particular has them just with white lights, I did go ahead and just make all of my little lights to be white. So I'm going to use those on the page as well. So I'm going to go ahead and design the layout and then glue it all down, and we'll come back with sort of these types of embellishments, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer up these florals coming here from the top like this to this middle, and I'm kind of holding down the photos so that they don't move too much. And then one's coming up from down here. So I'm just starting out by layering these up and pulling out. They're all stuck together. And so I just want to vary the colors and the different types of leaves. No, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's supposed to have like an organic feel to it. I just wanted to have sort of these leaves coming up and through the page on a diagonal. So just to get some movement on the page. So these are obviously, I'm going to glue these down off camera and they will move around ever so slightly. So I'm just going to layer them up in some sort of pattern. I'm not 100% sure how exactly I'm going to lay them out, but I know that I am aiming for something with just a really layered feel with all of these leaves. So let's see here. So you can definitely make a wreath with these. They would be beautiful all layered up with a wreath. And that is definitely something I might do again. What I like about having these too is the fact that having these, I can cut them as many times as I want, and these are great to even layer behind florals to use as leaves and things like that for your floral die cuts as well. So I do like having that option. And so I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and at least show you the placement for most of this. Just that way I'm trying to film as many of these videos as I can for the 20 days of Christmas cut files. So I'm going to go kind of quickly through and show you what I was thinking for the embellishment of these particular clusters that I'm trying to make. So I'm going to kind of play around here for a second and get an idea of how I want this to go. I know I'm kind of going with this kind of definitely staying on the diagonal, layering up these florals. Not 100% sure that everything will go down exactly how I have it here, but I'm aiming for something somewhat similar. And then maybe a heart here and a heart here, something like that. And then I do know these ones are going to cluster down here. Something like this. I do feel like these hearts are a little large, so I'm not sure all of them are actually going to make it onto the page. And then here comes the tricky part, is I plan to, so when I do put these down, I'm going to sort of tack it, just tack the leaves down lightly at first till I can kind of maneuver my light strands here through my florals, because basically what I want to do is have these kind of cascade down that diagonal, and so that is what I've got to play with. And then once I get these in place, my plan is to then come back through with the lights and add the little lights on my strands. So I thought that was kind of fun to have kind of strewn through the florals or through the leaves, just like the bonsai trees. That was where I took the idea of what was already happening in my picture and used it to inspire what I was going to design for the page itself. And so of course, because nothing's glued down, everything wants to move, but this will give you at least the idea of what I'm going for. And then I'm going to glue, obviously I'm going to glue this down, and then we'll come back and actually put on the lights and our title. And then I have some enamel dots here that are going to finish off the page. So I think I definitely need to get this glued down so stuff stops moving, and twist those lights through my diagonal. I might edit out some of these hearts as well, because like I said, I feel like they're a little large. I need to print them probably in a smaller size. So we're going to start with this and then come back and finish. Alright, everything is glued down and I have that diagonal element happening down my page. So I decided to only use the red hearts, which I forgot to glue that one down, but I'm going to just use the red ones here and have those be the only hearts. I took off the green, so I'm going to work on my title next, and then we'll place all of the little lights on. And I think this word "and" is going to go in here. So I am using the Christmas in the Village thickers for my title. And I'm keeping it really simple because I am horrible with thinking of titles. So I will probably put some glue on these since they are thickers, and I know for a fact that they will not stick. So these will require some adhesive, which I'm going to actually move these over ever so slightly. So my title is just going to be Merry and Bright, because this is Christmas and it was definitely merry and it was definitely bright with all of those lights, and I figure that's a pretty good title for this one. And I'm going to put bright down here at the bottom, I believe. And the T. Yeah, these are so not going to stay. I can already tell the adhesive on these is not awesome. So I'm definitely going to need to glue these down. Plus I'll need to straighten them up because I know that I'm not getting them on here straight. And even if I use a ruler, for some reason I still get them crooked, but we're going to try. Alright, I don't want to spend a huge amount of time fiddling with this on camera, but there is my title, Merry and Bright. So I'm going to put those off to the side. Now we'll come in here with all of my little lights hanging off and in my little string of lights here. I adore this little cut file, I have to say. This was one of the best purchases. It is so cute. I absolutely love it. And I really love the idea of these lights sort of tangled up and shining around these leaves that I've got on this. It's so cute. And so I'm just dotting them around. I've got plenty, so I'm just going to make sure. I'm going to definitely try to use all of them and just layer them up here so you can see what I'm doing here, and just making sure I get lights all the way down my page. And I love them with this glitter cardstock that I'm using, because it really makes them feel like they are lights and that they are shining brightly in amongst all of the leaves. So yeah, I am totally loving how this is turning out. Do I even need this one? I don't think I have anywhere to put it. So I think that is going to be perfect. So obviously I will glue those down off camera, because I'm just going to gently lift each one up, put a little dab of wet glue underneath each of the bulbs and lay them back down, because I do not want to mess up the placement, because I really love how those turned out. So next up, we are just going to finish this off with some enamel dots, and then I will have the photos coming up and we will call this one done. So I'm just going to do, like I said, just going to splatter around these enamels, trying really hard. I don't know that I'm going to use black. Trying really hard to not disturb the little lights, because they are so stinking cute. I love them. So I'm just wanting to get these kind of dotted through the page, just to give that extra texture. And I think we're going to call this one done. So with that, guys, I'll have in the description box below everyone who's playing along today, so be sure to check out all the inspiration as well as the shop to grab the cut files. They are on sale during this 20 days of Christmas cut files, so a great time to pick up any of these really fun Christmas cut files that Virginia has in her shop. And with that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.